everyone, it's Meredith Scott Lynn from WRiTE Books, WRiTE World, and I'm making a little video for you that I'm thrilled about at the request of Terry McAndrews to just walk and talk you through a little bit your guides and stuff you have. So first of all, most of you know WRiTE. You've had story cards and you've had word frames for a while. And I think you've used them. The double-sided color story cards and the word frames. Anyone who hasn't used them, I would say find someone who has, but know that all of these colorful story cards, images from children's books that your students will analyze, interpret, fall into, think about, dream about, and develop characters for and settings for, and what do they hear, what do they smell, what time of day is it, what's the weather. They're going to develop the capacity to write descriptively about the settings in stories for children. So after they've done that, just so you know, let's say you're in your early learner curriculum guide, which you have. The early learner curriculum guide, which is thin. See that? Look how nice. It's thin because these are all the things your students are going to be doing. K2, K1, 2. K1 is probably going to be doing it as a class with you doing the scribing on the board, on chart paper. I recommend always throw a piece of chart paper on a table. Let the kids write letters or words or scribbles. Just put those pencils in their hand, even if they don't know what they're doing. Though I have this feeling your kids can write in kindergarten. They're going to be doing all of this, which is on the inside of your early learner program. And each of these, like before, now, and after, you might decide that you want to do that every Tuesday. And someone else might decide they want to do before, now, and after on Wednesdays. And someone else is going to decide they want to start the week off with the kids developing characters on Monday. Then they want to move to settings on Tuesday. Maybe you're doing it 3 times a week. Maybe you're doing it 5 times a week. The point is, before, now, and after, for example, which is pages 10 and 11, you could do before, now, and after 22 times, just a first iteration of it, because your kids have 22 images on those double-sided story cards that come with the program. They also have 22 word frames. So if you go to the SEL word frame activity plan, lesson plan, on 29, it's 2 pages. A lot of your guide have these SEL snapshots I'll talk to you about. But if you go to SEL word frames, you can do SEL word frames. Just the words, the discussion about the words. What does the word safe mean? Just the definition. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to me, the teacher? What does it mean at school? What does it mean at home? Really talk about safe. Talk about support. Talk about community. Talk about confident. Not just the definition, but the meaning and how it relates to them in their life at school, their life at home. How do do your siblings make you feel safe? Are there any ways that you could feel more supported? How do you support your family, your friends? You talk about this stuff like you do. And then once they have talked about a story card, for example, where are they? Who are the characters? What are they doing? What are the colors? Where are they going? Why are they here? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? All that stuff. Then you've discussed a word. Then you put your picture inside the word frame. Most of you know this. I'm just repeating it for anyone who might not. These, if you only have the cards and the word frames, there are 444 combinations for every student with their word frames and their story cards. So that's a lot. I could have a program that's just the word frames and the story cards, and you'd be busy every day for the next couple of years. So the point is that your early learner curriculum guide is not hour 1, hour 2, or day 1, day 2. You get to design it. That said, I have a 4-week scope and sequence for this program that I'm going to have someone send you, Terry, so you can all have it. If you want to see, this is how you could do this over 4 weeks, okay? We did it for a partner who didn't want their teachers to customize it for their own classroom. She wanted 4 weeks. We did it, so I have it for you. With this program, here's what I'm going to say. If you just sit down with a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a glass of wine, and just read this, it's not extensive, but it's pretty excellent. And if you read it with the story cards and the word frames and the student worksheets next to you, you're going to have sticky notes and you're going to know exactly how you want to implement. Plus, I'll send you the scope and sequence guide. With this program, your students get these little worksheets, this cute little workbook. I want to tell you that your little ones, if they're not writing now, your Ks, they will be soon with WRiTE I know it, but I have a feeling at ALCOTT they're writing. This is pretty great. There's a little one-to-one correspondence. I love this. Facts and opinions. This is a lesson plan, activity plan in your early learner guide. You could do just facts and opinions with 22 images. And there are many facts and many opinions. So you want to throw fact and opinion in somewhere in your week, and you could do fact and opinion for 15 minutes, or you could do it for 55 minutes. So in the little student worksheets, there are these pages that are like Mad Libs, where there's a base. So Mad Libs, you fill in with just words, right? Here is a picture, a basic sentence, and then your students boost the sentence. But you're doing this as a class, and maybe the second graders are doing it in groups, right? But together, they're all going to have this worksheet. So you're going to tell them all to pull up the same image. And if anyone can read, let them read the basic sentence out loud. Always encourage the out loud reading, as you know. Basic. The girl is pushing a cart full of paint. Everyone's going to be looking at the same picture. The pictures in here are not the pictures on the story cards. You have extra pictures here. And then you're going to work as a class to fill in the missing pieces. And by the way, you could write each of these boosted sentences 100 times. So the early learner curriculum guide, the program guide, in school, in after school hours, it's really easy to implement because you design it to be however you want it to be. If you have this is really important. I love the sentence building. Who is doing what, where, with whom, and why? You can do that with every image, every story card. So when I do sentence building, I like to really lay it out. So who, 4 pink aliens, is doing what? Playing. Where? An orange submarine. With whom? The people. Why? They want to make new friends. I think after they do that simple, just answering the who is doing what, where, with whom, why, I think it is more powerful. Who, 4 pink aliens, is doing what? The 4 pink aliens are playing. Where? The 4 pink aliens are playing in an orange submarine. With whom? The 4 pink aliens are playing in an orange submarine with the people. Why? blah, 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 so that there's a whole sentence at the end that they build each time. So that's what I recommend for sentence building, but you already know that better than me, better than I do, because you're teachers and I am not. So I think you're gonna really love it. I have a program called Sensational Story Builders, which is for English learners at every grade level 2 through 12. And it is word for word the same as this, because when we created this, it was so great and so rich and so foundational that I didn't want to change any of it. So have fun. This, the little story cards, the little word frames, every student gets their own cards, their own word frames, their own guide, their own program worksheets, student worksheets, and you get this and a copy of everything. Just read it. You're gonna know exactly what you wanna do. That's what I'd say. And if you have no time, you can just open it to any page, any day, and it will tell you exactly what to do and say if you wanna do it that way. And you can. Now, oh, and also with that program, you're gonna be authoring this amazing book of short stories, The Early Learners K2. There is nothing in the Early Learner Guide about this book. Nothing. This is separate. And some people do early learners and don't write the book, but most people do. These are activities specific to every story card, every WRiTE book, every image. It's in here so that if you want, you can do one activity, focus. It's a writing focus, a writing and storytelling focus. Characters, character perspectives. So you're looking at an image. You know, look, everyone in this image has a totally different perspective on this scene. And that's a lot to think about. But if you do it as a class and all your kids have the same picture out, they can do it. But in this book, they're gonna write a book of short stories. So a normal BRAiN book, which the older kids do, is a full story, 10 spreads. This is one picture, one picture, one picture. They don't connect, right? You're gonna author this book using your early learner guide as that's the curriculum. They're gonna know how to write these stories with you, and they're all going to be shouting out because you're going to write these as a class, kindergarten. And if your first graders can write, do it in a group, collaborate as a class. Second graders, I think, can do them in a group, and then they're going to be published. And it's a gorgeous published book. Look at this. Let me show you. Gorgeous published book. And look at these littles. These are, oh, where's the picture? Oh, this one doesn't have their picture in it. Their photo and bio will be in the back. So if you're gonna write it as a class, take a picture of the whole class. Like, fun, doing crazy stuff, that's always nice. And you're gonna upload that photo into the back of the book file on the book builder when you type your books in to be published. You're gonna get an email from Anna Kennedy with all those instructions. The instructions are in your guides. It's super easy, but Anna has videos, and it's very easy to use the book builder. And you enter the kids' text, and when you're writing as a class, it's easy. You're only entering one book, or your second graders might write group books, so you're only gonna enter a few books per class, 5 books maybe, and the books will come back published and beautiful. So I love that. Okay, that's early learners and artful authors.